welcome to episode 11 of West End Talks. Tonight we have the pleasure of talking to Martin Callaghan.
Hello.
Hi Martin. So some of you will know Martin from being Golden Buzzer Act in Portugal's Got Talent this year. We'll come to that and we'll talk about that a bit more later. Also as Oscar Schapiro in the UK tour and West End run of Curtains. Mr. Keeney in Funny Girl. Alongside Sheridan Smith, and small film that you were in when you played Asha in the Ronnie Osmond Joseph film, which again we'll come to later. But welcome, Martin. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for asking me.
It's a pleasure having you in. So we'll get started as we normally do. I'm sure that the viewers at home will know what the first question is. I ask it every time. So it's just basically, how do you get into performing arts? How did you get into it?
Well, I studied in Manchester. A place called the Abraham Moss Centre, and then a short course at the Royal Northern for musical theatre. But then nothing happened. I kind of was like, yay, I'm not really doing anything. And I was doing like, kids shows and stuff like that. And I did a tour of a pantomime, which was hell on earth, but I still did it. And I was there. I was an ugly sister. And of course, what the hell else am I going to be? And then I was really drunk one night, as you do.
Yeah.
And I was working at the Palace Theatre in Manchester as an usher, and I was really, really drunk at the Press Club, which I think is still there actually. Not sure, but I think it's still there. And I got so drunk that everybody kept saying, do karaoke? And I went, no. And I was so drunk, I went, yeah, come on then.
Come on, let's go. I've all done that.
This is summertime. And I sang Summertime because there was a band as well. That was the best bit. It was like live karaoke. So there was a band. And then one of the people who was in chess at the Opera House said, can you do that like when you're sober? I was like, yeah. What? And they gave me the number and said, ring that in the morning, and you'll get an audition for the next tour of chess. And that's kind of how I got in the business, getting rat-arsed. And I wouldn't recommend it.
I was about to say, let's not recommend that to these students.
No, it's a bad thing. Don't do it.
Drinking's bad.
Actually, I gave up 20 years ago. I've not touched a drop for 20 years. So if anybody's got any Chardonnay, no, I'm kidding. I seriously haven't touched a drop for 20 years.
Well done, that's good.
After a while, I just got, I need to stop doing this. So I stopped drinking. It's much better for me.
For me, it's the hangovers. I don't do the hangovers.
Yeah.
Nobody really does, but it's not worth it.
Yeah. So that's how I got in the business, by getting rat-arsed and being a prat and going, I'm pretty sure it sounded like that as well. So God knows what this woman was thinking. God bless her.
We've all done karaoke drunk, I'm sure. Well, not as all, but anybody that's legal age has done, I'm sure, has done karaoke drunk. I know I've had my fair share. It's the only way you'll get me singing. I still sound as bad, but I don't sing. I'm not a performer. Anyway, we'll move on. So the other question was, what was your first production? But you can answer that with chess.
Yeah.
So you can answer that in the other questions. So that's fine. So from now on, we do not hold responsibility for these questions. These are all from your fans of either the shows that you've done or yourself.
Okay.
The first one, it's quite good to start because it's the last thing you did kind of before lockdown. Not it's the last thing you did, but the last big thing that came out before lockdown. And it's a question from Will, and it's how did Portugal's Got Talent come about, and also why not Britain's Got Talent?
Well, I lived in Portugal for 2 years teaching, and so when they got sort of in touch, that we were like, shouldn't we? And really, it was kind of Will that made me sort of see sense. Will, my husband, not Will the questioner. Although it could be the same.
I don't think so. No.
And he said, "Look, do it. This could be good." And I just thought, well, okay. And so I did. I fully, just to be brutally honest, I kind of fully expected them to just sort of go, "Oh, great voice, but you know, you're old and fat, so bye. You know, and no, I didn't. I got the golden buzzer, and you can see that you can kind of see the shock on my face, which is it's still on YouTube for all its glory, and it's embarrassing. But I mean, it's not embarrassing as in like, oh, I wish that had never happened, but it's embarrassing to see that many chins, to be brutally honest.
Oh, yeah, God, don't worry, man.
Oh, the moment I start crying, immediately I go, and there it is. It's about 1,500 chins, as there was just then.
I know how you feel. Don't worry.
This is why I have a beard. It covers the chins.
Maybe I should start growing mine then.
Well, you know, it's nice. I enjoy mine. It keeps me warm. But the reason why not Britain's Got Talent is practically because of that. Because I did think to myself, I think they'd probably just say nice voice, but what? That's why I don't have much confidence in myself. Which is basically all that I was saying while I was at Portugal's Got Talent, but in Portuguese. So yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen Audition. I watched Audition on YouTube, and obviously at the moment you've been given a bye to next year, haven't you? So they're doing this. It's not bye, but you know what I mean. They're doing the series next year rather than this year.
Well, I mean, they are still doing the series, but the problem is, of course, is with social distancing, and because Portugal has basically said, look, if anybody comes into the country, they have to quarantine for like 14 days. And when we get back here, we'd have to quarantine 14 days. We just couldn't do it. So basically, I'd have to take time off work of my very demanding role of cashier number 17 at Tesco, Watford, extra, do come. So I'd have to take time off work and I'd be there for 2 weeks. Then I could do the show. Then I have to come back here for 2. I couldn't, you know, it just wasn't going to happen.
Plus, yeah, that's a month and you've not even done the show. You know what I mean? That's before you've even done, well, not a month before you've done
they've said there's about 9 acts that just couldn't, for what if they were out the country, or they were dance acts that, you know, obviously there's lots of contact, which just can't happen at the moment. So they said, you can all come back next year. So next year is the year, hopefully, touch wood.
So it will actually be the next series then?
Yes. So
right. They're not doing I thought the way I read it is they were doing the full series next year.
No, they've said you can come on to this. You're literally straight through to the semi-finals next year. So rather than this year, it will now be next year, which is fine. You know, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's nerve-wracking, to be honest. It does, when I think about it, it really makes me go, because it's weird. I just think about it, like, you see these people getting a golden buzzer, and you think, oh, wow, and then it happens to yourself, and you kind of go, this is unreal. And I remember at first in my mind, the confetti didn't start to come down, so I thought they were joking. Which is, you can actually see my hands. In fact, yes, exactly. See my hands there. They are outstretched because I'm thinking, where's the confetti? Where's the confetti? And that's what happened.
There we go. So what we'll do for the viewers at home is, once this video is up on YouTube, we will share the Britain's Got Talent. I keep going saying Britain's Got Talent. Portugal's Got Talent video on our Twitter and social media, so that people can see it. So that I certainly have watched it. As soon as I heard you were on the Portugal's Talent, I'm like, oh, we'll go and check him out. So that's a great achievement. Like, even just to get on the show is a great achievement, but to be a golden buzzer is just. So we will certainly tune in next year.
Please do.
We'll try and find a way anyway. I don't know how we'll get Portugal's Got Talent, but I'm sure the video will go on YouTube and stuff.
Video will go on YouTube, but you actually, bizarrely, I don't know why, but you can actually tune in live to watch any of their programs.
Online?
It's rtp.pt.
Well, we will share it when you're on. We will share it, which will be next year. So that's great. So moving on, I think we do slightly come back to Portugal's Got Talent later on. Rebecca asks, what is it like? So she's gone further back in your career slightly. Not that far, but what is it like performing on the Palladium stage?
Oh, it's you know what? It's amazing. I'm actually quite pleased that they use, because you know that they're using it as the sort of testing ground for
Yeah.
the red. I can understand why, because it's one of those theatres. That's swear. I didn't, thankfully. Well done, me. It's huge. It's a massive theatre, and yet when you're on stage, it feels like people are here. It's massive, but it honestly feels like you've got people just like sat next to you. It's beautiful, and I'm glad that they're using that one, because I think of all the theatres to get in the West End back up and running, it should be that one first.
It's the most iconic, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, you think London West End, you think Palladium.
You literally anybody in the world, if you say, "Oh, I've performed at the Palladium," they go, "Oh, you know," because everybody out, even out of the country, knows the Palladium, and it is. It's a stunning theatre. It's beautiful architecture. It's a Matcham. He helped design it, and yeah, like I say, it's just beautiful to have the audience feel so close to you, even though there's so many of them. It's amazing.
Also, it's iconic with the performers that have been there before, like, even just off the top of my head, Bruce Forsyth, Des O'Connor. Obviously, Des O'Connor was in your production. He was with you, but he's performed himself as well. You've obviously got the Royal Variety that's been there numerous times. It's just an iconic venue. So it's
absolutely.
As I say, I'm not a performer, but I would love to do something on the Palladium stage. You know, it's just to stand there and look out.
To be honest, and you guys won't remember this, then I am really showing my age now, but there used to be this thing called Sunday night. Sunday night at the London Palladium, which was Brucey used to present it. And right at the very end, because the Palladium had this amazing double revolve, so the inner section could go a different way and the outer section could go a different way. And they used to have like these things called the Killer Girls in headdresses. Desperate to be one of them. Seriously, desperate to be one of them. And they have these headdresses and they'd stand there like that. And then they'd go around one way, and then the word Palladium would go around the other way. And literally, it's all I ever wanted to do. It's all I ever wanted to do was stand on a revolve. And the first moment I got on there, I was like, "Where's the revolve? Show me the." I was on the revolve and I went da 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 da. Loved it. I literally had lived my childhood dream.
I can go home now, thanks.
Forget about being a lion. Forget about the lion.
Just let me do that and I'll go home.
Yeah, brilliant. Loved it.
Don't pay me money, just pay me that once a day. That's fine.
Exactly.
That once a day.
That's all I need. Take me around the Yellow Brick Road.
So obviously that was the iconic version of Wizard of Oz, because that had the search before it, which we do come to that later. Bit more about the search for Dorothy.
Oh yes.
So we'll come into that. But Simon asks a question about, again, another production you've done. One of the ones actually we mentioned at the start. And he asks, what was it like to work with Sheridan in that production?
Okay, why does everybody go, that production? Here's the thing.
That production was obviously the infamous production.
In the West End. Whereas if you see, I mean, the tour was a bit of a dream, really. It really was. I mean, it was just, I mean, we never had any hiccups. We never had any problems. We all just got on. We all knew we were there to do a job. You know, we were all like, look, this is a job. I loved Sheridan. I think she's brilliant. I really do. I mean, to me, there's nobody else in this country that can act as well as she does on stage, TV, musical theatre. It's really quite scary. It's like it's like, how does she do it? I did say to her one day, I just want you to sit me down and share your process with me. And I just I was like, please just teach me.
Yeah.
But because I just think she's absolutely amazing. And we had a ball. We had a really good time on that show. I mean,
that's on the tour.
Yeah. I mean, it was a tough tour because we were moving every single week. And also because Sheridan was only doing certain venues. So we had Tash come in to do other venues. So it was like swap change. But that was because of the producers had put a lot more dates in than they said they were going to do. And Sheridan couldn't do a lot of them. So it was an interesting tour, but there was no, like, I mean, it wasn't like, as everybody says, like the infamous. It was great. I had a really good time. She loves Maltesers. I love Maltesers. I'm going to get on with anybody who loves Maltesers.
Yeah, I love Maltesers. I would share you, but I don't have any at the moment.
Oh, don't share. No. This whole share. You didn't get the share pack. No way. Get that out.
Oh, man, after my hat there, man.
Oh.
Man, after my hat. So Jo asks, she saw a video of you, and she heard that she don't like stairs. Is that correct?
It's true. I have a real fear of being on stage. Stairs. Look, I've got one behind me. You don't see me running away from it. But when I'm on stage, I do. It's because it's like, you'd be surprised when you're on stage and you're on stairs, and then you see the pit, and then you see the audience. It's high up.
I can imagine, yeah, because you're high on the stage anyway. So
yeah, so it's a bit like, and suddenly you kind of forget what your feet should be doing, and then the next minute you're on the floor. So, and I fall over a lot. So I've fallen over way more often than any man should have done on stage. So I really have to watch out for myself. So yeah, I always try and get it written into my contract. Mr. Callaghan does not do stairs, but you know.
Sometimes it doesn't work, you know, it doesn't work.
Yeah, get up there.
Okay, you talk to yourself in the third person. Mr. Callaghan doesn't do stairs.
Sorry.
Excellent. I just don't do it. Oh, this is going to be a scream, I can feel it. Bob, he asks, if you had to be in lockdown with one of the characters that you have played, who would you pick and why?
Amos.
Right. Why?
Amos. Well, one, you probably wouldn't notice he was there.
Which is good.
But as a character, for me, it was one of the favourites that I've played. I just thought he was great. He was just such a great character to play. You know, he had no guile. He had no edge to him. He just was who he was, and you know, tried to get on with his life and thought he was in this amazing relationship, and he wasn't. And it was like, oh, bless him. So yeah, I think it would be Amos. I think, you know,
it's a good answer. You should be happy with that.
Amos from Chicago, obviously.
Yes, just in case anybody.
Amos from some other show.
Just in case anybody gets mixed up. Yeah, that's so Harriet, she asks, what's the hardest thing about performing for you, not in general?
The weight. I know that sounds a bit weird, but for me, it's the weight. I love performing. I feel very much at home on stage, which sounds a bit egotistical.
You see it though,
really, doesn't
definitely.
It?
You see it when you perform.
I feel it. I just feel there. I'm like, oh, this is, yeah, I feel comfortable. For me, it's the wait. It's that half hour beforehand whenever we have to get ready. That's the bit. And I don't think it's like, oh, I just want to be on stage. It's not that. It's just like, oh, I've got to get through this bit, then I can do the fun bit.
Yeah.
You know, I think every actor should always feel a little bit like they're still 11, you know, so that they can play and have fun on stage. And if you get the right people to work opposite, you're going to get that. And I have to say, Jason, Carly, Ore, and certainly young Miss Becky Locke are very much into playing on stage. Sometimes slightly to the detriment of the show, but I would say on the whole, just a lot of fun. Yeah. So I think so. It's that moment.
You certainly saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it a few times in the West End.
Oh yeah. Oh, you saw it a few times.
Oh, I saw it a few times in the West End. Yes.
Ah.
So I was there for the opening night, the closing night, and a few others in between.
Oh, I was not on an opening night.
No, you weren't. No.
I was in Disneyland Paris.
Okay, right, okay. But no, I wasn't. I saw. I think it was about a week, maybe a week and a half after I saw you for the first time.
Oh yeah.
After opening, so yeah, so it was great fun. It's a great musical. We do touch on it later, but yeah, it's a great musical. But you saw the connection between the five of you, or the whole cast. Yeah. Especially the five main ones. You saw the connection, and I had some good names, some good British, like forget Jason Manford was in it, and Carly Stenson and everything, but I'm talking like the ensemble and stuff as well. They had some really good.
Yeah, I mean, I know that people can see this picture behind you. I mean, if you could only just focus it. I mean, if you could actually focus in on who's actually there, you see sort of like, I mean, there's Alan Burkitt there. There's Emma Marie Caffrey. There's gorgeous Samuel Holmes, Becky Locke. I mean, it's Adam Rees as well. Adam Rees Charles there. I mean, it was an amazing cast. It really was. I know we're going to talk about this later, but to pay tribute to them, it was an amazing cast. Because I'd been in Portugal, so this is the first thing that I did when I got back from Portugal. So it was like, just to be there with that amount of like really talented people was fantastic.
Because it was that's the first time it's really been done in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's been a lot of amateur productions because it's been up for amateur production since it was on Broadway, I think. It's been a lot of years.
Yeah, a long time anyway. Yeah.
But this is the first professional production of it. So, yeah, it's great. And Paul Foster's an amazing director. Paul Foster Paul Foster has so many references that I just go, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because it's like he's slightly younger than me, I think. But everything he says, I'm just like, I know exactly what you mean. And it's great because then you just go with it. He's great.
No, it was great. So Federico is a fan of yours. Oh. He lives in Lisbon.
Lisboa. Oi! Olá, tudo bem? Ótimo.
Okay. Hi. I speak Portuguese. So yeah, you're getting this question in English. I'm sorry. He lives in Lisbon, and he's asking, is there any plans for a tour in Portugal after lockdown?
Oh, well, I mean, not me personally yet. I mean, the thing is, I think what I need to do is get a little tiny bit more sort of famous, if that's the word, or at least notoriety is probably a better word. Notoriety or infamous. But
infamous
I mean,
always bad things.
Well, you've seen my performances. It's yes, maybe. It's not really. I can't really say at this moment. The one thing I know I will be over to do soon is workshops in Portugal, because that's, I'm used to teaching. I'm a very good teacher. Even if I do say so myself. So exactly. I've learned from the best, darling. I'll be able to do some workshops in Lisbon and Porto, but touring not just yet, at least. Maybe next year.
Possibly after Portugal's Got Talent.
Exactly. Maybe. Yes.
There we go. So Federico, if you're watching, which I'm sure you will because you put a question in, but if you're a performer, then by all means watch out for Martin's workshops. They'll be coming soon after lockdown. You don't have to do 2 workshops and do 2 weeks in lockdown before that. Yeah. So Rick, he wants to know, we're going on to just a small film that you were in. He wants to know, what's it like being part of musical film history?
Are we talking about Joseph?
Full enough, yes, we're talking about
do you know what? At the time, you've no idea what's going to happen. You really don't. You've no idea what it's going to be like. Oh Lord. Oh no.
We'll come to that in a minute. Just
Maria Friedman. Maria directed in Merrily Roll Along as well. So I've worked with her quite a few times. She's fabulous. God, she's amazing. She's amazing at everything. She sings amazingly. She acts amazingly. She directs amazingly. It's like, why? Give us all a chance. She's brilliant. Did we think it? Because at the time, you can't really say to yourself, well, this is history. You don't see it as that. We were there like from 5 a.m. until 6 o'clock at night every day, doing this. And I mean, like routines, if you ever watch Go, 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 Joseph, there was a point where I was so tired that I was falling asleep in between takes on the floor. And there was once when they actually rolled out speakers around my head because I was like, they woke me up with the backing track. I'm here. I'm not sorry, but so yeah.
So maybe you should have played that part then. You should have played Jacob. He slept a lot.
God, yeah, that'd been great actually. Having a chair all the time, lovely. But but it was an interesting. But you don't really think of it as history. I mean, it's for me, it's like, oh wow, that people think of it so fondly, because especially at the time when it came out, everybody hated it. When it first came out, everybody went, this is rubbish. But that's fine, you know. Now it's like, oh my god. And you know, I had people ringing me up going, "You're on YouTube," and I'm like, I know.
from the come out, almost. Yeah.
Because it was, you know, it was the first one of the show must go on, which was really lovely, you know, that they would do that. I think it's brilliant. I think everybody that's been the National Theatre, the show must go on, and they're still continuing putting live theatre on the internet for everybody to watch. It's brilliant. You know, it's fantastic. But yeah, it was to me, it's not history. To me, it's not. I'm just actually looking at my picture now and looking at the face on that. What the hell?
This is right here, just behind me, yeah.
You can't tell because obviously it's thinner and no beard. Can I tell you a little bit of something about the makeup?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, well, we're going. Yeah.
Okay. Can you notice that all the other brothers look at least somewhat brown? You can see that they look tan. Yeah. Well, I'm so blue white pale.
Yeah.
That they had to paint me grey first, and then put a brown colour on me, which still didn't work, and now I just look grey. It's weird. And all the topless shots, oh, no one wants to see that. So yeah. Oh yeah. So there you go. The grey brother.
Lucky I didn't find any topless shots, Matt.
Oh, please don't. No one wants to see that.
Nobody. Worry. Didn't find any.
Oh.
Well, there's somewhere, but I didn't find any. So Alex wants to know, are you still in contact with anyone from the film?
Oh, absolutely. Patrick. I'm just looking at Patrick, I'm just literally looking at Patrick, who is right here on the right of your head. No, other side. Yes, Patrick. Nick, who's right behind you. Maria, obviously. Pete Chalice. David, who's right next to my head. On that side. Yes. And Jeff and Sean. Yeah.
I'm all almost.
Yeah.
Wait, Mr. Osmond, no?
Sorry, who?
Mr. Osmond? Donny Osmond?
No, we lost contact, unfortunately.
You don't have coffee with him quite often, no?
No, me and Joan maybe often, no.
This is the stars of the film here.
Exactly. We were there all day, every single day for the filming of that. Literally, because we were in everything. You know, we are the ensemble, but we were in everything, and so we were there every single day. It took about 3 to 4 months to get it all done. I think the filming, yeah. Oh god, yeah, it was knackering.
I can imagine.
I wish I'd lost weight during it, but I didn't. That's what happens when you've got donuts on a shelf just out of camera shot. In fact, there's one camera shot where you can actually see me just looking over. Everyone else is looking at the camera. I'm over there like that. Oh,
I'm going there. Hurry up and finish because I'm going that way.
Yeah.
So were the kids actually school kids, or were they just actors? Like, did you actually get a school in?
Oh yeah, they were actors. They were like Sylvia Youngs and Italia Conti. In fact, first day of rehearsals for Stephen Ward, or as I like to call it, the Critics' Choice. Mm-hmm. I'm sat in the green room of Jerwood Space, and Ricardo came up to me and he went, "Do you remember when we did Joseph together?" And I'm looking at this fully grown man thinking, we never did Joseph together. And I'm thinking, what on earth is this man talking about? He's going, we did Joseph together. I'm like, and I'm just looking at it, and I want to go, nah, man, you're talking, no. And he went, I was one of the kids. I was just like, oh God. Yeah, so there you go.
Old.
You just think, oh, okay, I've gone past that point now where I can pretend anymore. So
I think I was almost 10 when it came out. So I remember it coming out. It was 1999, wasn't it? It was 99.
It was 99.
I was 10. I'm not quite 10. I was almost. It was obviously a great film. It is now musical theatre history. Like, without a doubt, it's musical theatre history. Like,
well,
no matter what.
To be honest, that's lovely to hear. It's really lovely to hear because it never started out that way, but it's really lovely to hear. Thank you.
And certainly the critics initially, when you listen back, when you read back on the reviews of it initially, it wasn't very kind to it, but it certainly, well, you think Joseph, you automatically think this version.
Yeah.
Unless you think this version or you think your first one you saw. The other two that you always think with Joseph.
Yeah, exactly.
But everybody knows this one. Whether you've actually seen, because my father's not a musical lover, but he's seen this. Because it's iconic. It's a film rather than a going to the theatre. He doesn't see this as a musical. But he's definitely seen that. And my mum's a Johnny Osmond fan. So he's been inflicted quite a few times. That's a different story. So we'll remove that from you for you so you don't get scared.
Thank God.
So going on, slightly back to where you were, we also talked about the Palladium. And back in 2012, you were the Lion, Cowardly Lion.
Yeah.
You don't seem very cowardly, but you played the Cowardly Lion.
Yeah.
I say seemed. You seemed cowardly. But you were the Lion in Wizard of Oz. Was there any pressure on you and the cast? Because obviously it did have the search, so it had a lot of attention on that production. Was there a lot of pressure on you guys to make it a success?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, thankfully I came in like halfway through, so the pressure was off for me, but also because the pressure was put on me during rehearsals because our director and the guy who wrote it, lovely Jeremy Sams, said, you know that I wrote this part for you? And I was like, He said, I've rewritten it with you in mind. And I was like, And then I was just like, oh God. I need to make this work then, don't I? Because I mean, because it's all well and good, like you do a part badly that you think, well, it wasn't written for me. But if it's actually written for you, you think, oh my God, that's a lot of pressure. So that was put on me. So that was hard.
You had your own pressure.
Yeah, he said there were certain elements of your character that I wanted to bring into this role, even though you weren't able to do it in the original. I wanted you to, I wanted to bring you into this part. And I was like, oh, okay. So basically there's just lots of references about things like being gay and stuff like that. Like, I'm very proud to be a friend of Dorothy. I was like, oh, come on. For those youngsters out there who don't know what that means, that's code word for gay.
Gay.
Gay. So yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah. So this is Mark. Sorry, Mark asked this question, but he also kind of finished it off with, do you think the TV searches work? Now we're not looking at insulting or talking about Danielle or Sophie. We're not looking for that. It's just the TV searches in particular, I think, is what you're looking at.
I think they do. I mean, if you look at the landscape of musical theatre kind of now, I mean, you've got, Jessie Buckley, who's doing incredibly well for herself. You've got, she's amazing. One thing is, she's absolutely amazing. And I was outside just going, I think you're amazing. I was literally starstruck by her when I saw the show. And when I saw her afterwards, it was literally outside the stage door, and I was going,
So you were one of those kind of fans then, yeah?
I am. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I always said to myself, if I wasn't touring with Sheridan, I'd be outside the stage door doing that. I think you're great. That would be me. That would be me. Definitely me and Rebecca Locke. Absolutely.
Oh, Rebecca's just absolutely fantastic. Like, she has helped my lockdown. Like, her Instagram videos are absolutely hilarious. Like,
she's brilliant.
Yeah, she definitely is. So obviously TV searches do. I personally think they work because obviously you've got especially for the production more side of things, because you've got the anticipation. Like, you've obviously at that time you had the search for Nancy, Dorothy, Jesus, Joseph. There was a lot of them at that point, and Andrew did a lot, and he did well. Obviously Jesus wasn't Andrew. It was ITV that did that one, but same sort of idea, same sort of setup. But you obviously had you've got the hype, and obviously, so I've watched this every Saturday night now, so I want to go and see what she's actually like as Dorothy or Nancy or whatever.
Exactly. I mean, we've got several girls from the very first one, which was obviously How to Solve a Problem Like Maria, And then you've got several girls from the Search for Nancy. You've got several boys from Joseph who are still in the business. You've got, I mean, loads of them have actually played Joseph since, whether it be at Penrite or wherever. And even you've still got, I mean, like Ben Foster is still going strong from the Jesus. And there's there's lots of people from that are still working in the business. I mean, I have to say, when I first heard about the I'll Do Anything to Search for Nancy, I actually thought it was the John Barrowman story, but
Ow. No, that's definitely then.
I'm kidding. But it's, I'm like, I honestly don't understand why. Well, I understand why people kind of go, oh no, but it's like, well, and then it happens, and then it makes jobs for us. It creates this work for us. So, and I've been in 2 of them, so I'm like fine with it.
You're like, yeah,
bring it on. Are we doing another one? I'm there. I am there.
Yeah. So, that's what we're doing now. Yeah, I'll fill in that one. That's no problem.
Yeah, I won't be doing another Jesus one though, because if I ended up as Jesus, they'd need a reinforced cross. I mean, concrete or something. I don't know how they're going to get me up there. Come on, lift. So that'll be interesting.
No, I think they do work, definitely, from a public side of things, from the audience side of things. It definitely works, and it does. It kind of brings new talent in, as you said. There's loads of them still.
Yeah,
I could name quite a few. That you've got Sophie Evans, who you worked with, Danielle Hope, who obviously was in the same production. You didn't work with Danielle; she had left at that point.
She left by that point. So
you've obviously got Jodie Prenger, who wasn't that. She was Nancy, obviously. You've got quite a few. Kind of Connie Fisher.
Do you know that Jodie Prenger? I don't know if anybody knows this. I'm sure people do, but maybe it's just me and my brain that how it works. Do you know that Jodie Prenger was the very first woman winner of The Biggest Loser, all over the world? Yeah.
Did not know that. There we go.
Well, now you do. All over the world, she was the very first.
Very first ever winner of The Biggest Loser.
Of woman winner of The Biggest Loser.
The winner. Sorry, the winner. Yeah.
It was season 2, I think, of the English version, and all the American versions had all been won by men up until that point, and then she won, and then a year later, a woman won in America. I know that's useless information. Obviously, nobody really wants to know apart from me, but it's my favorite program. God knows why. Look at me, Jesus. Anyway.
It's quite a good program to watch, I've got to say. Watching other people struggle.
Exactly. Go on, get up the hill.
Yeah, make me feel good. Oh, hold on. You don't eat that, Chris. Don't eat the crisps. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's definitely me. So Lindsay asks, why did you choose Brazil to live in? You lived in Brazil for a wee bit, did you know that?
Yes, I did. I got married.
Oh, in Brazil? Was that Brazil you got married in?
In where? Sorry, in the building. What? Sorry.
In Brazil.
No, we got married here. No, we got married in Portugal. Actually, we got married in Portugal. Came back to England to finish off the end of the run of Stephen Ward, and that was finished pretty quickly. And nothing I can do about it. And then we went to Brazil, and we stayed there for three and a bit years. Yeah. And it was great, actually. I really enjoyed myself. It was beautiful. Again, teaching. I was teaching out there. I didn't do any theatre because my Portuguese is not that good. That would have been not good for them to watch. But that's why we went to Brazil, because Will is Brazilian. So,
oh, he's from Brazil.
Yeah, my full name.
That, to be honest,
yeah, my full name is Brazilian. My full name is Martin Rodriguez Callaghan. So.
Oh, Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you should go for that one,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine me out there in Brazil burning on a regular basis? I just was red constantly, like hello.
It's my skin colour. I am red.
Yeah, it was awful.
I'm a new type of human. Great. No. So Ruby asks, what is better, touring or static for performing wise?
Okay, if I know this sounds, I have to clarify the answer because it's 2 ways. When single, touring, because it's you're out, you're with your touring family, which is the company, and you're having a laugh, and you go to Madame Tussauds or whatever, wherever you end up. When you're married, West End static, because then you can be at home.
Yeah.
You know, and you have, you know, what approaches a normal life, because, you know, your evenings are just not your own. So, you know, so yeah, so it depends where I have been in my life, really. When I've been single, touring, when I'm married, I prefer the static, because when Curtains was in the West End, it was like, oh thank God, I'm at home. This is wonderful.
Not that far. So it's, yeah, as I said, it was a 4-week run, 5-week run in the West End, wasn't it?
5-week run.
It was November. It was Christmas time. It was Christmas period.
Yeah. Too short. I honestly felt that it could have had way longer. I really did.
There's a question about that, so we'll come to that in a minute. We'll get your thoughts on that. So obviously we are going into a bit more about Curtains here. So Olivia, she asks, what's your favourite song in Curtains?
My favourite song in Curtains is not mine. It's Thinking of Him, that Carly sang every night. And I was always stood at the side. I only ever saw her in profile during the song, because I stood at the side of her always. I'm supposed to be crying. And I used to think this to myself, like, go on, belt it. Go on, girl, belt it. There were a couple of nights where she said she went, I never noticed. But she's phenomenal. So that, and I have to say, It's a Business. It's a Business, which I did do a little bit in it, but, you know,
yeah,
it was Rebecca's big number. She was fabulous in it.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one with the ladder and everything, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. You know, it wasn't. The thing is that it wasn't a huge budget production. Yeah, the set was great because it was beautiful and the way it looked and the things that they did with it. But they were so inventive with everything that they did, and that was what was amazing about it. And that ladder business was brilliant. I mean, I don't think I could have done it myself, having a fear of stairs and heights on stage. But the way she tipped over was just amazing. It looked effortless, and I don't think it was, because I don't think she particularly enjoyed it. But it looked effortless. She looked effortless.
Definitely, the whole performance, like, as I say, I went to see it on opening night at not the first one, but the one in the West End, at the Wyndhams, having really known nothing about it. And I love that with musicals. I prefer to do that, especially with new ones like this. Obviously going into see Mamma Mia with knowing nothing's a bit wrong, because you can't really do that. But going into this, knowing nothing, was easy. And obviously all I knew was it was a musical comedy, because, well, a musical whodunit as well, because that's how they advertised it. And it's brilliant. Like, it was so cheesy. Like, it literally, from the word go to the word end, it just smelled like cheese the whole time. It was brilliant. I love cheese, don't get me wrong. You cannot beat a bit of cheese on this theatre. But it didn't try to be fantastic. Like, no, it was great. I'm not slagging off in any way. I'm not saying it was wrong, but it didn't try. Like, some musicals, especially the new ones, can come out and go, "Oh, we're Les Mis."
Yeah.
Whereas it didn't do that. It made it its own. It was unique. It was a whodunit, without a doubt. It was a whodunit.
Yeah. I mean, we were what we were. You know, like I say, we didn't have a major budget. No. But even though the sets looked phenomenal, we didn't have. You know, it wasn't like, oh, look at our sets that are now about to, you know, and suddenly it was 1930s, this, that, and the other. No, it was 1950s, I should say. Wow, how easily they forget. It's only been a matter of weeks, but it's, you know, it just was what it was, and like you say, it's a whodunit. It's a whodunit, and
it definitely is a whodunit, because I'm sitting and think, as I said to you before, it was definitely Rebecca's character. I had. We're not going to say anything in case it comes back. We'll not reveal. We'll not say too much. But I had Rebecca's character the whole time. I'm not going to say if I was right or not. But when it actually came out, I was like, oh, okay, it's interesting. As I say, we're not going to reveal who it was, but it was. It was. No, not. But it was great. It really was.
Because you never know. I think I'm touch wood that it has life after this. I mean, you know, because I always said to myself that, you know, it should have done way longer in London. I think it would have done quite a longish run, not like years and years and years, because it's not the Mousetrap. But, you know, I think it could have done about 6 months or so. and that would have been great.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah, it deserved
And it was in a nice theatre. It was in a nice size theatre. That was the thing. It wasn't in too big. Because some musical, naming no names, I will. for filling it, I think it was a nice size. Because some musicals, naming no names, come in and do like to the Coliseum, and it doesn't work because the Coliseum's massive.
Yeah.
So that is it. It picked the right theatre.
Mm.
So Connor, he asks, I don't know, I don't kind of agree with this one, but that's my opinion. Curtains was a very underrated musical, which I think it was. That bit I do agree with. But he also thinks it was under-advertised. So he asks, do you think that marketing could have been better for the show, especially for the West End run?
That's hard to say. I mean, I'm never ever, because the marketing team on any show, they have their work cut out for them. I mean, here's the thing: trying to get any musical on any TV show these days is really, really hard. It's really hard because unless there's an angle that they can come in on, they don't care. Even like for example, This Morning wanted Jason on there, but to talk about his comedy, they weren't that interested in saying like, well, do you want to come and talk about the show? They were like, no, let's talk about your comedy. And it was sort of like, well, the whole point is, so it's, and that's just the way they are. And that's fine, because I mean, hey, hey, I love This Morning. Lovely Philip. God bless you. But, it's just the way it is. So it's hard to try and get musicals out there. But
especially musicals that nobody knows about.
Exactly. And this was a low key one because we didn't have, it's not like Michael Ball in, or I can't remember his name now. What's his name? Not Ramon Tikaram, but somebody I worked with. Ramin
Kamalu.
Thank you.
You're great with these names.
Just so you know, I'm really bad with names.
I kind of guessed that. It's okay. I guessed that.
It goes in here, goes out there. But you know what I mean? There's not really anybody in that made even like the musical theatre profession go, oh, gotta go and see that because it's got such and such a body in it. I mean, apart from Becky Locke and Sam Holmes, and Alan Burkett, and everybody apart from me, basically. But no, do you know what I mean? There was nobody who went, oh my God, I must see that because it's got Martin Callaghan in it. So it is hard. It's hard to get it out there. But I mean, I know that it was on every tube. You'd be walking, you'd be going, I would say walking, or the escalators ain't happening. But you're going up
I'm the same. I'll watch the people that walk up and go, why?
You'd just be letting it glide past you. And you go, oh, there we are. Oh, there we are. So, they did everything they possibly could.
Yeah.
So.
Just obviously Connor found out that what he maybe didn't find it that advertised, but no, that's the thing. But no, I thought it was good, and it was. I think there was the names you had. It obviously for the West End and some of the tour you did have Ori, obviously as the Strictly winner. You had Jason, which would have helped bring the older generation in. You've got your names, and then you've got the people that people go, oh, in our business, you go, oh, I want to see that because it's got them in it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. It wasn't like here are all the amazing draws, come and see the show. It didn't, and we were a low key show. And really, it was kind of like nobody really knew anything about the show. Really, everybody went, well, what's it about? And then you can't really say, well, because it's so complicated. It's a musical whodunit with layers. It's a musical and a musical and a musical. Musical.
Yeah, the musical. Yeah. So, yeah.
But no, it was very good, I've got to say. So Elizabeth wants to know, what was your favourite venue on tour?
I love all the Matcham venues. So for me, it's like Nottingham Theatre Royal, the Kings in Glasgow.
One of the Kings.
There you go. Newcastle Theatre Royal. One of my favourites, though, for the backstage, I suppose, is, although it's miles away from the stage, which is hell on earth, but the dressing rooms are nice, is Sunderland. I like the way Sunderland Theatre looks. It's because it's got these like boxes that just like, they're like staircases. Like, oh, you could do a really good scene from there. But it's brilliant. But also the dressing rooms are nice, and that's important. I think it's important to have a nice dressing room.
Yeah, because you've got to relax. You've got to feel relaxed there.
Yeah,
it's your home away from home when you're traveling,
exactly.
especially if you're on tour.
Exactly.
So you've got to feel relaxed.
Yeah.
Just a couple more questions from the fans. Anne wants to know, what was the best thing about playing Oscar Schapiro?
Again, he's one of those characters that you can allow to just happen, because he's not that important to the story. He's not. You could literally go and take him out, and the story would still continue. But what he does do is he asks the questions that the audience need answering. So you'll hear him like say things, which song is this? What? And he's like, which song is this? And you were there. And so, it's kind of, he is the audience, really. He's kind of there for that. So that was the nice thing about Oscar, is that he's a cipher for the audience reaction. So, I mean, I'm not saying like the audience needed to look at me. They should, obviously.
Definitely, anytime that Martin Callaghan's on stage.
Hello. But it was like if you watch me, you'll know how to understand this. You'll know how to react to this. So that's what I felt about him. That's why I loved him. It was great.
It was actually quite a good character. I'm sure it was quite a fun character to play. It was a fun show because it was a laugh a minute. Like, Samuel is an absolute scream. Like, anytime he was on stage, I was in tears. Like, literally in tears.
Can you imagine what he's like backstage?
Yes, unfortunately I can, which didn't help me when I was sitting in the audience.
Times 10. And you're just listening to him, you're just going, where does it come from? Because it's not like, like some people have like 3 or 4 insults that they have for people, and they're always the same. Samuel can just come up with stuff on the spot, and you're just going, how? Where did it come from? It's brilliant. He's brilliant. He is brilliant.
I watched actually one of the times, because I'm a massive fan of Dave and Hansen, which obviously their stage door backed onto yours when you were in the West End, which you knew kind of. It was great to watch because the night I was there, one of the nights I was there watching Curtains, and the night you signed my programme, I was watching the Dave and Hansen cast, or not the cast, but the fans, and they're looking at it going, and who's this? Well, why are you here? Like, well, this is another theatre,
Yeah.
But that's quite funny. And the amount of people that, then also, when Jason walked out, kind of left Dave and Hansen and went, oh, there's Jason. I went, you should want to see the show, big it up.
Yeah.
Like,
got your own show over there. Go on.
See the show. Just see the show,
Go on.
Yeah. No, don't insult my Sam, please. Okay.
I'm not insulting him. I think
that's all right. I think
God, no, I'm just talking about the fans. Go on, bugger off about Sam Tuffy. Go on. Oh, yeah. He's fabulous. I thought he was brilliant. I just was like that throughout the whole show. There are certain moments that
like that. Was that? I couldn't see the show.
I loved it. There was something about it that just mesmerized me, and the music's stunning anyway. I mean, there were a few moments that I did kind of go, but certainly not the young cast. No
names. Do not get into that one.
No names.
No, don't.
But I
name which I don't.
No.
We're not down to 3, but we'll not name which one.
Let's not say anything. But
you've already insulted John Barrowman. It's not just Dales.
He's not in it, so it doesn't matter. Not yet.
Not yet.
God bless him. The thing is, I love John Barrowman. I just like taking the mickey out of John Barrowman. John Barrowman, for me, is fantastic. And everything that he's done since he left musical theatre has been astonishing. It's like, wow, he's just been in every sci-fi program ever going, and I love it. But I do like really taking the mickey out of John Barrowman.
No, he's lovely.
He's successful, and he can take it. Yeah, so there you go.
And he can give it back. That's definite. No, definitely.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah, tenfold. In fact, I'm frightened for this video coming out.
We'll tag him in it so he sees it. Make sure he sees it. So Chloe can ask the last question about Curtains. She says, I think you've kind of answered it, but I better ask it just for Chloe's sake.
Okay.
Do you think that Curtains worked as a musical murder mystery? Do you think that part of it worked?
Absolutely. Look, it's a show within a show within a show of the musical, and and yes, there are moments of it you think, well, which bit is this? Fine, fair enough. But I mean, if you were confused as to who actually the murderer was right up until it was revealed, then it absolutely did its job. It absolutely did its job. And the thing is,
one of those, I was sitting going, right, okay, so it's them. Oh no, and then something else would happen. 100% it's them.
I mean, like with all the great Agatha Christie's, because I love Agatha Christie. I think she's brilliant, especially Marple. Love the Marples. Yeah. She gives you little red herrings. She says something, you go, and it had that all the way through it. Even at one point, I was a red herring, which I always thought was like, am I? What? Really?
You were at one point. You were in my list at one point.
Yeah, because he says, or maybe it was the letter O, and then somebody comes and goes, Oscar, your sandwich is ready, and it's like, oh, that fat bugger. But yeah, it was him. Yeah. But yeah, so there are lots of red herrings. It's pointing in so many different directions, and so yeah, if you can't guess who it was until it's revealed, then it absolutely works. Absolutely.
And the best thing about it I loved was you went onto social media after it, and there wasn't much. It's got the same kind of, not the same following like per se, but the same kind of secrecy as the Mousetrap.
Yeah.
Because there's not much on social media.
Yeah. And also it was great that nobody revealed who it was, because then it really kept the mystery. It was lovely. No,
it was nice. So I've only got one question for you. It's my question. I've always wanted to know. And it's not actually about you, but it's about you, if that makes sense. You'll know in a minute. Did you know Jason was the hedgehog?
I think I've frozen.
No, you're still with me?
Oh, bugger. Did I know? Here's the thing. Did we as a company know? No. Did I know? Yes. Because he'd said something to me during rehearsal, and he said it on the show, and I went, and then I paid more attention to how he was standing, and I went, oh my God. And then I went in, and I was just talking to him. I said, oh, keep meaning to ask you something. Do you know the lyrics to Black Magic by Little Mix? And he went, what? I went, I was just asking. And I just kept asking him questions like that. But I knew it was him. I knew it was him.
The whole
country I figured it out. But I know. But the thing is, what he said was that he died every night at 8:30, and he'd said that about when he was in Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
30.
No, that's the thing. It was. I remember going to the stage door one night. I think it was the night you were there actually. It was a week. I can tell you exactly because the ticket's actually still in here. I found it that day. It was a week after, so it was that he was in. He was obviously on week one of the Hedgehog. I say the Hedgehog was on week one, and I went and got the programme signed at stage door, and Jason was there, and I went, oh Jason, can you just sign? No bother, signed there. And I went, oh Jason, 2 seconds, can you sign this? And I had a picture of the Hedgehog. I'd printed out the publicity photo of the Hedgehog. I said, oh, could you just sign that for me? And he went, yeah, no bother. Took the pen off me and went, oh, wait, what's this? I've never seen that in my life. He nearly just signed it. Yeah. I'm not like, you've never seen it in your life, mate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, I love that show. Like, that show had really, that's a difference. So I just wanted to know if you knew, but you didn't know, he never told the company. That's really... No.
He couldn't. I mean, contractually, he just couldn't. He couldn't say, even when I was going up to him going, I know it's you. He was going, I don't know what you're talking about. So he was very good. He actually, I have to say, he pretty much had a poker face all the way, every single time, apart from that once when his face.
Because he was in Curtains when it was filmed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just, I think we were in rehearsals. We were in rehearsals when it was filmed.
Yeah, because it's a great show. But anyway, that was our last question. All I'm going to mention now is obviously you've started a new online musical theatre course, I see,
yes.
Inter Academy. You want to tell us a bit more about that?
Oh, yes, of course I do. Yeah, no, it's Inter Academy, which is great because it's international on the internet, and basically
not just a pretty face there, Matt.
See, these thoughts go around my head all the time. where it all comes from. And basically, it's a foundation level musical theatre course for anybody. I mean, if you've been like thinking about doing musical theatre and you've been to an acting school and you think, ooh, maybe I want to do some musical theatre, this is the course for you. If you're literally starting out, this is the course for you. I mean, we've already got a real range of abilities in musical theatre. From people who've been in films to people who've done absolutely nothing. And that's the way, that's what we love about it. We've got this one girl, God bless her, who's been selling out arenas around Portugal, and she's doing the tour, she's doing the course. So it's just things like that where I'm just like, wow, okay, thank you for wanting to come on the course. And now I'm worried, but it's got, but yeah, it's open to everybody. It's not just like if you're a seasoned professional. This is literally for everybody, because I want to start it right from the very beginning and just say, here's what you need to do.
No, that sounds great.
That is the Inter Academy.
To help you, do you have a website?
We don't have a website, but there's lots of emails. We've got a Facebook fan page that you can write to. It's probably good.
That's fine. So what we'll do is we'll pop it in the bio of the video. We'll pop a link to whatever you send us. If you let us know links and stuff, we'll pop them in.
Absolutely.
So that if people are interested in it, they can get in contact with you easier than having to Google.
That'd be lovely. Thank you.
No, not a problem. That's what we're here for, is to help you guys. The last couple of things, just the last bit is what I like to call, and it's only me, I don't know why I keep saying this, because it literally is only me that uses it. It's the West End Talks quickfire round.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Get the brain going. Come on.
A couple of questions. It's more about you. It's about Martin, not anything you've played in the past or anything. And it's just, first one is, what's your favourite musical theatre song? It doesn't have to be one you've performed. It can be any.
It certainly wouldn't be anything I performed. Losing My Mind, Follies.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's a good one.
Best song ever.
I think that's quite an apt one at the moment for everybody.
Yeah.
Especially apt named anyway. So what would your dream role be?
Oh, Edna in Hairspray. I mean, I would have to shave, which would kill me, but I'd do it anyway. Yeah, Edna in Hairspray. I could
100% see.
I'm desperate to play it one day. Maybe, touch wood.
Well, what I'll do is I'll trip Michael Ball up. Make sure he can't play it.
They'll need somebody.
No disrespect to Michael Ball,
my lovely friend Chris Howell will do it. No, I actually really love Michael Ball, and I thought he was brilliant in chess. I really did. I thought this is the role he was born to play. I always wanted to see him play this role, because I always thought in my head, Michael Ball should play this. He'd be brilliant. And then he did. But again, I think, the theatre is huge, and chess somehow needs to be more intimate. It's a big piece, it needs to be intimate. But I loved it. But if it was don't trip Michael Ball up, because then Chris Howell will go on, who's amazing. It wouldn't be me. It would be Christopher.
So we'll trip Chris up, and then we'll get you in as
yeah, fair enough.
Okay. We'll work that out. We'll maybe edit that out so that if it does happen, it's not Edic's accused, Yeah.
Can you imagine?
It does, but
hello, Mr. Callaghan. Oh, police at my door.
Not by my door, don't worry. So, obviously, you said Edna would be a dream role, but what would be your dream gender bend role? So, in that respect, it's from not that kind of gender bend. What would you? That's actually a female character.
Gypsy.
Gypsy Rose Lee.
So, yeah, Mama Rose, not Gypsy Rose Lee. I'm not going to take my clothes off on stage. Hell no. Although I have done. Nobody wants to see that anymore. It's happened, but never happening ever again, ever.
Never say it ever.
But no, I look like, oh yes, we can. Yes, we can. It's in my contract. Mr. Callaghan does not do nudity.
Next cast of Magic Mike.
God, can you imagine? It literally would be Magic Mike XXXXXL. So no, come on.
So the Mama Rose would be your favourite.
Mama Rose.
Let's bring it back. Sorry, guys.
Mama Rose.
Mama Rose, not Magic Mike.
No.
So your last question,
Okay.
for this fantastic chat is, what is your top 5 shows? So not necessarily ones you've been in. It doesn't have to be one.
Okay, but one of them definitely is.
Oh, it can be.
Yeah. Chess, because I loved it before I was ever in it. Chess, Follies, because it's just phenomenal. And I've seen it about 500 times, different productions. Chicago.
Yeah.
Dear Evan Hansen. And not my production, not the production I did, but a production that I saw actually on television, Jesus Christ Superstar, which is stunning. It was just stunning. I was like, this is brilliant. So those are probably my top 5.
Yeah, no, Jesus is a fantastic musical. I saw the arena tour, and then I saw it at the Barbican last year as well, and it just was, it's absolutely fantastic. So that kind of brings us to the end. The last thing that we're going to bring up is, have you heard of the Ice Bucket Challenge?
ASL Ice Bucket Challenge, yes.
You've heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Yes, that's fine. We're not going to ask you to pour ice over yourself. Don't worry, you can relax.
God, thank the Lord. I was worried there. Go ahead.
No, we're not. Don't worry. You can relax. All we're going to ask you, remember when you did it, you had to pour the ice over yourself and then nominate somebody to go through the torture.
Yeah.
So what we're going to ask you to do is nominate somebody to do the next, not necessarily the next talk, but I talk in the future. So it could be anyone you want from Theatre World, preferably somebody that you know, so you've got a bit of kind of pull with them. You can talk to them, and don't name Andrew Lloyd Webber if you have no control over Andrew Lloyd Webber. You know, as much as we'd love to talk to him. But you know, have somebody.
Can you imagine?
A friend. So who would you like to nominate?
I nominate Samuel Holmes.
Oh my God, I'd love it. I'd actually love it.
I swear to God, literally all you're going to have to do is cut. You can't say that.
For Robbie, then.
God, you can't say that. God, it would be hilarious. You'd be literally here for about 3 hours, but it would be hilarious. So I nominate Samuel Holmes.
So all we have to do then, all we ask you to do is at the end, go onto Twitter and put up a tweet just to say, just on my talk with West End Talks, and obviously tag is in it. Now it's your turn, Samuel, and send the tag to try and get him into it. Because that would be great. But that's us. That's us at the end.
Thank you.
No bother. Thank you very much. So all that's left for you guys at home to remember is me and Martin had great fun today. Well, I'm sure Martin had fun anyway. But we're not just here for fun. We're here to raise money for charity. And the charity obviously is acting for others, and it supports the theatre community, not just at the moment in the situation, all year round, but they are helping at the moment as well. So anything at all you can donate, it'll be gratefully received in the link below. And then all that's left for me to say is next time we have Michael Vincent, who will be playing Connie Collins in the London Coliseum version of Hairspray when it opens. At the moment, it's currently open the 1st of September, but we'll hold fire on the date. But he's coming next, so tune in next time. But Martin, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure, thank you.
A laugh a minute, it generally has. It's been great fun. But thank you once again, and guys, take care. Bye.